Meghan McCain also tweeting, watching during the debate. She had a lot to say. She was live tweeting at like an award show. There was a lot going on. And she tweeted this, which I think she ended up deleting it. I think she got shamed into deleting this. But it says, I know this isn't the point of a Democratic primary. And that is when she should have stopped and deleted. But she kept going. And she said, but there's not one person on this stage even making an attempt at reaching out to any Republican at all in any way. What do you think about that?
I think, yes, she seems to miss the point. First of all, we know that this is only ever talked about when it comes to Democratic candidates. No one is ever on Fox News like, I just watched this Republican debate and they didn't try to reach out to Democrats at all. Nobody ever says that, but we're moving on. That's just the way that politics works in this country. Except that they did. That Meghan McCain tweet betrays so much of what she thinks about the Republican Party that what would you have to do to appeal to Republicans? Do you have to say that women shouldn't be allowed to get an abortion anymore? Because what I saw were a number of different candidates saying the healthcare situation is out of control. We need to make it more affordable. People can't afford to get higher education. Climate change is going to wreck us and we need to get out of wars abroad. If you don't think that that can appeal to Republicans, that's an issue you have with Republican voters, not with the candidates on the stage.
Yes.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I was even thinking about the exchange around taxing the wealthy, right? I mean, that should appeal to a Republican base. Right. Well, clearly not taxing people because they're anti-taxing, but just the narrative that Elizabeth Warren has on holding the banks accountable and who is best friends with Wall Street right now. I mean, the inability to maybe her reaching out to Republicans and actually having a conversation about what their issues are about. Not that I expect Meghan McCain to do anything like that, but that would be the reach out that I would want to see.
Yeah.
And you're right, absolutely. No one's ever like who from Bush to Trump has been reaching out to Democrats during this 2016 primary. Never seen it.
Right. Yeah. Right, exactly. And also on top of all of that, I was watching, Trump spoke at the Faith and Freedom Conference this week, and watching videos from that, I saw something and it reminded me of Meghan's tweet, because I immediately thought, is there anything any Democrat can feasibly do to reach out to this Republican? Take a look.
Then an outsider, my good Samaritan, President Donald J. Trump. He saw me there and he didn't walk by, he stopped. And for every single one of us, he gave up his own quality of life so we could live and work and fight with dignity, because he believes in survival of the fighters, not the fittest. And so, Mr. President, I have to say you have made a lot of promises to us and you have kept every one of them. So now we're gonna make you this promise. Just as you fought for us, forgotten America will never forget how you saw us on the side of the road and you walked over and you picked us up and you made us great again. And now we're gonna fight for you, Mr. President. God bless you.
I don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
I don't know who they think they're standing on the stage with.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I like new phrases. I occasionally try to come up with them, but the survival of the fighters is not the thing.
My good Samaritan, is that a new phrase that you'd like?
Yeah, so I'm assuming she's really religious because it's a faith and freedom thing. Like dozens of women have accused him of sexual assault and sexual harassment. I don't even want to imagine what he's thinking about her as she's saying that. And she comes off as she's super passionate. She's beaming. She loves this monster standing a few feet. He was just accused again of a rape. And two women have come out now, which we're gonna talk about, and said that they were told at the time that he had done this thing. And
that, and babies are in cages and separated from their families. People are dying, drowning in water, trying to get across to ask for help here.
Yeah.
And that's her good Samaritan.
I've got
and then
a book
on top
for this
of
woman,
that,
the
Meghan
Bible.
McCain wants her to be reached out to.
I mean,
at the Democratic debate. What is happening?
You know, somebody tweeted this and they said it's a cult, but it's the same thing that I said at the top of the show. This is like classic personality cult code book for dictators. It is putting yourself in these videos that are super realistic, and also bringing people on to say things that actually align with religious sort of storytelling that's familiar to us, because he is trying to cast himself. He's building a narrative and he's trying to cast himself as the savior. And so in many ways, if you start watching the things that he's doing, goes on stage, woman calls him a good Samaritan. He is parting the sea of Democrats.
What was that?
I know, exactly. But I do think if you pay attention to that or have studied dictators in other countries, it will be illuminating. But there's one big difference from this happening in the US and happening all over the world. And that is that most people who are ruled by dictators know they are. We don't really.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.